beyond the horizon of hunger, under the canopy of grace. The sun hung heavy over the Sin Desert, casting long, sharp shadows across the sand. Ethan stood at the edge of the camp, his boots sinking into the grit that seemed to stretch into eternity. Behind him, the murmurs of thousands grew into a roar of discontent. They remembered the fires of Egypt, not as the place of their chains, but as the place of full pots and steaming stews. In the quiet of the wilderness, hunger was a loud and demanding companion, making the promise of freedom feel like a cruel mirage. Moses approached Ethan and the others who had gathered to voice their fears. He did not meet their anger with a shout, but with a steady gaze that spoke of a different kind of hunger, a hunger for trust. He told them that their cries had not fallen on deaf ears. The Creator had heard the rumbling of their stomachs and the trembling of their hearts. By twilight, they would know meat, and in the morning, they would be filled with bread. It was a promise that sounded impossible in a land where nothing grew. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in bruised purples and burnt oranges, a low hum vibrated through the air. Ethan and his wife Selah stepped out of their tent, their eyes widening. The horizon wasn't empty anymore. A massive cloud of quails swept in from the sea, flying low and settling across the camp. The ground was suddenly alive with the beating of wings, a living feast delivered directly to their doorstep in the middle of the wasteland. Selah knelt on the cooling sand, her hands moving quickly to gather the gift. There was no need for complex traps or long hunts. The provision was simply there, resting on the earth. She felt the weight of the birds in her hands, a tangible answer to the prayer she hadn't dared to whisper. That night, the scent of roasting meat filled the camp, replacing the bitter smell of dust. It was a reminder that even in the driest seasons of life, unexpected grace can arrive on the wind. The next morning, the camp woke to a strange stillness. When Ethan stepped out into the early light, he found the ground covered in a layer of fine, white dew. It looked as though a gentle frost had fallen in the heart of the desert. He walked carefully, his footsteps making a soft, crunching sound. As the sun began to warm the earth, the dew evaporated, leaving behind something delicate and thin, like white flakes or coriander seeds scattered across the golden sand.